I'm your host, Derek Shaw. I've got Ian, I've got Doug. I just slid in when I did that.
You did.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty
Forced
cool.
perspective.
Forced perspective.
Yeah. Derek's taller now.
I'm taller. This is how we roll here. I'm no longer a little man. So, before I wanted to do our episodes this week, we needed to warm up.
Yeah.
And so I put out something on Facebook.com/CocktailTV, and I was like, what should we do? We could do a bourbon experimental testing with Buffalo Trace. Mm-hmm. We could do the Alacran Blanco tequila, or it's way up there, that's why. That's my test shelf. And I'm going to need that cool glass. And what was the other thing I wanted to do? You guys don't even remember.
Some vodka.
Yeah, some potato vodka. Potato vodka, and apparently that means boob in another language, so they wanted that one. This one ended up like with
What?
a...
Oh, because it was Teton or...
Oh, the name of the potato
Grand
vodka.
Teton.
I'm like,
Yeah.
when does potato vodka mean? Boom.
It's Russian slang.
Yeah.
She had some nice, great, big potato vodkas.
Hey, Jennifer, can you go upstairs and hit the switch on the...
Oh, yeah.
So, this one, like, 15 to... There was, like, 15 votes for this and, like, 3 for the next one. The tequila came in second with, like, 7 votes.
Yeah.
So then Curtis calls me, and he's like, dude, you got to do more than just the one I said, which was the rice bourbon.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you should do all these and do 4 at once.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. We've got... These are all the experimental editions of Buffalo Trace. So what that means is... Like some brands, breweries specifically is what I'm used to, is they put out like those experimental, what do they call them, like Brewmaster series and all these other series. Yeah. But they're a little more, they've got more batches, so they put out a lot more stuff.
I wouldn't necessarily say that those are experimental. I'm pretty sure that they do like really small batches
For
in a brewery.
Call it small batch brewing.
And then they're like, yeah, we could probably get away with it. And then they can, try
Then they put out the general public?
Yeah, and then if that really takes off, they can introduce it as
so this would be more
small market testing.
Right. This is more small market testing, I think. They do put some out.
Small market is 3 people.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the world has these.
We will do it justice.
Yes. So what that really means is some of these will be hard to find. This is the oat bourbon, 90 proof.
Not for us.
Buffalo
Trace.
Trace?
There.
It's right here. This is Buffalo Trace Distillery.
All 4, okay.
All 4 of them. This is the rice bourbon. So the moral of the story is, while you may not be able to try these, if you go to
You
can watch
vicariously
us.
through
You
us.
can watch us try them.
This is BT Experimental, 19-year-old giant French oak, 90 proof. No, you can, from what I understand, is you can sometimes special order the experimental series. If you go to a bar that's like a whiskey bar, you may be able to find some either there or hidden. Really? Like under the bar for some specialists, that come in and they say, hey, do you have any? You may be able to find it that way. Mm-hmm. But the moral of the story really is, if you see something with the experimental series in the field of, I don't know, bar hopping or whatever you do where you see this type of stuff, stop and ask for it, because it may be the only time you get to do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to have this one time chance. YOLO.
Fucking hate that.
So do I. Well, you said it, so I was like...
You should use it on camera then.
Yeah. You know what? It's so bad.
People will stop using it if they hear you say it.
Right. They're going to be like, Doug said that, it's out.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I layered these here so we know which ones we got.
Nope.
This one's even got a rubber band on it. And that's because Curtis had printed out all these. I don't think we really need to go through them, but they have their tasting notes and some stuff. Nothing
There's
that
4
really...
of them, right? We can each read one at the same time, and then we'll harmonize on the third one.
No.
It'll be like freestyle reading.
I don't think we're going to freestyle read this.
All right.
But what we could do is we could taste the oat bourbon first. Or do you not want to taste that one? That one. These barrels have the same fill date, aging location, and... Anyway, let's go.
Enough of that.
Wow. 19 and 23-year-old bourbon.
Yep. That's why it's experimental, because you can only have this 19-year-old bourbon once in that year.
I kind of feel bad for drinking it. I think somebody that likes bourbon a lot more than I do. I really like bourbon. I think somebody that likes bourbon a lot more than I do should be drinking this.
They can drink it. This is not really the only 19-year-old bourbon there is. This isn't another batch. Oh! First alcohol thing. That will light you up.
Want to get some Milagro?
It's alcohol-y.
It's alcohol-y.
It's got the woody, but it's sweet too.
It is definitely sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
That'll
gonna
go good on Manhattan.
Don't suck all that down. I need some more of that. What? Don't give me that face like, Dude, I was just joking. You're like, I'm gonna have to punch you. No. I just wanted one more taste.
Wow.
One of my
Things just
nostrils
got
isn't
hot
working.
here.
What's the deal with
happened?
that? Sometimes when not, they switch back and forth on which one's working.
What one's burning? Or
No,
working?
no. Working.
Okay.
No, this is not like I'm drinking with my eyes.
You're drinking with your nose. It's just as bad.
It has like
Sweet.
some of that sweetness that you get out of like a good cognac.
That's the oak too. Vanilla, sweetness,
Yeah.
kind of.
A little dry.
I can't tell because my
A
mouth's
little
on
bit.
fire.
Like that. It has like a dry finish to it.
Honey.
I'll give it to you.
Somebody's got another note for me. I get honey. It's a little spicy, but it could also be the heat. It's got definitely
it's
sweet.
the heat.
Yeah.
I think the spicy.
I don't
is
think
the
it's too
heat.
spicy. I think it's.
You don't get any pepper?
I get more. No, not so much.
Well, I would say black pepper, but
Yeah.
I think that it's more of the fact that it's really hot.
Yeah.
Look at the legs on this bitch. Yeah.
That worked. Like, yeah. You know, it's
I've meant
I've
that
definitely
in the
getting that
nicest, non-misogynist way possible.
it's he massages himself all the time. I can't say it. How would you can't say it in any other context than that.
Sure.
Because it sounds like massaging. You can't forget. So
Pregnant.
hot 90. Let's see if it's 90 proof. That's 45. Which is not that bad. I mean, it's above the standard strength.
But it's
Hot,
Yeah.
spicy, a little black pepper, a lot more honey. Definitely get oak.
Yeah.
So
The honey really stands out on the like. After,
Yes, I'm
after
still
you
getting the
Yeah,
honey.
I get the honey afterwards. Yeah.
it's a nice finish. Honey, oak honey.
I would say it brings out, or it seems like it has, not seems, but it does have a lot of characters as to what I would expect from a nice cognac. But it still has that distinct bourbon flavor.
And you can't, although you can't get this very easy either. I can't find a nice cognac, like something that I'd actually. I don't know what to look for. Like this stuff just kind of shows up, and you're like, when I hear bourbon, there's so many different bourbons I can go with, right? I understand bourbon. I understand whiskey to the point where I could say, without just looking at something, based on price, based on label, what's going to be a good brand and what's going to be the go-to brand for mixing in cocktails. But for cognac, I just don't get that around here. Like I don't get like. Nobody. There's no circle I roll in where people are like, you need to try this cognac.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
with bourbon, you have more people be like,
More
dude.
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's to say that there isn't any cognac. It's
So
just-
many Americans in this country, and what the?
I know, and they don't know anything.
Not as many as there used to be.
Right. Was that an immigration joke?
Yeah,
that was an
that
immigration
good.
joke. So.
So the rice. Well, I'll let you try it.
Rice, I would anticipate to be a little bit lighter. I don't know.
It doesn't necessarily burn, as it feels like.
It
Rice.
smells like it smells sake-ish. Like
Ah.
yeah.
I thought it didn't have that much freaking
Sense.
flies. I killed 15 of you guys. What's your deal?
Oh yeah.
I killed your whole family.
Oh yeah.
But smell it.
I like that's got some good burn, but
It doesn't have a lot of nose to it though. I don't like get a lot of sense out of
No,
it. This one
it's
you
like-
get more bourbon.
it's not as heavy. This was a little bit heavier. The rice is a little bit lighter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the sake-ish.
Yeah.
but not nearly. You know
not
what
like-
it is?
it's not
Mostly
like
in the
it's
finish.
Yeah, if you had more, which
It's
would
clean.
make sense.
It is.
It's got a really
Sake,
clean finish.
rice.
Yeah.
I thought I
Yeah,
killed
it does.
it.
Yeah.
I need another sip, real quick. Sorry.
I like this better. Like this one, there's nothing in here that really makes me go, "Ooh, that's awesome." Like it's
I think it probably has a different application. Like I said, I could see this like being sweet and everything. I could see that in like a Manhattan or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this,
whiskey sour.
Make sure you
Whiskey
sip a
sour,
little
yeah.
of that because I would like to test that against something when we're done with this.
Something,
Yeah.
but you don't know what yet.
No, I know exactly what.
Oh, it still has the same mouth burning.
yeah. But it's definitely airier. It's definitely lighter.
Lighter.
Yeah.
It has less body or something.
I like that a lot.
Do you?
I do
You
too,
like that
yeah.
more than this?
Yeah.
This one seems more like your typical bourbons where it's a little heavier.
Yeah.
Heavy oak and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's my deal.
There's maybe more sweetness in this one than some
Yeah.
of the other bourbons, but I still get like the, not to say Jim Beam or compare it to these like
Devil's
lower-end
Cut.
brands, but I
It's
can
really
actually-
heavy, sharp oak.
Is it okay?
You
I'll
know-
have to try that.
Yeah. Oh, Devil's Cut is like it's
I've seen it
Oh.
advertised, but I haven't tried it.
Oh, really? I've never seen it advertised. But I bought it because it has the word devil.
Of course
And
it
it has
does.
a picture of oak. I'm like, bourbon, oak, devil. The three things I love.
You love the devil?
Oh, I'm totally a pagan.
I did not realize that.
I don't really know if that has anything to do with being the devil in general, but
No, it has absolutely.
I guess you'd be opposite, considering the devil would be one thing. And then, anyway. Ooh. Okay.
I'm confused.
So is Derek.
It's been a long week, man. You're just confusing the shit out of me right now. This is what, the 19-year-old?
Yes, this is a 19-year-old, totally legal.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Not so you can bang her, but you can't take her out to a bar?
Right.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh yeah.
That's from a show.
All right. There's a quote for you. Question today: where did that line come from?
Yeah, I can't remember. I saw it.
The guys in chat will probably have it. See, this is more my style, but I don't know.
That tastes
Let it
fancier.
It's got a very dark look to it.
That's lingering in the heat.
Oh yeah. And these are all at 90 proof, so there's nothing.
It almost tastes a little chocolatey on the back.
Chocolate?
End. Yeah, almost like a white chocolate. I don't know.
This
I don't know why I'm getting white chocolate, but not like strong white chocolate. Just
no, but in
It
the
did have
aroma,
like a cocoa butter
Yeah.
satiny
Yeah.
thing right up front.
but you get that in the
it
nose
did.
too.
a little bit.
The,
Okay.
the
Cocoa
the
butter
sweetness
nose.
had that.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
So I'm not crazy then.
No.
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
Well, you are, just not for those reasons.
Yeah, no, I've got my.
Okay, if we're comparing this to
Demons.
sake,
Yeah.
I'm going to compare this to Scotch.
Sure.
I think
Really?
it, yeah. Like not a blended
Agree with
Scotch.
you and then question you.
Not a
The nose is
peaty
just
Scotch.
it's too.
It doesn't have a lot of it has a lot of the cocoa butter like nose to it too. But like that reminds me more, and maybe it's just because I haven't had it in a while. This goes back to that whole problem. We just need to have all these. Whenever we do a tasting, we just have to have the stuff to pull from.
I can smell that.
But like
I get it.
You can smell it.
I feel like that is closer to
That's really good. That's really interesting. That's
It's subtle. It's complex and subtle. That
complex yet subtle.
it's subtle.
it's like a
Complex but simple in its subtleness.
the
complex, but it doesn't tell you. it's complex.
19-year-old
It should figure it
giant
out for you.
French, the giant French oak is telling a story.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yes. I haven't figured out what the story is yet. I think it took a trip to Scotland myself. But
I don't know. I picture a guy with one leg building barrels in France out of old oak.
Why one leg?
I don't know.
No.
'Cause
Just made it more dramatic.
totally makes the
That's
story
right.
better. Otherwise, you'd be
Actually,
like,
he has
so it's a
two legs,
guy
he's
making
just
an
a guy
oak
that
barrel.
builds-
No, he's got
barrels.
2 legs. He only has one eye though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the barrels are a little
Patchy.
crooked. Patchy McAdams.
So, what do you think?
That's a good strong French name.
Aye.
That's what they call. What was that Robin Williams movie in Scotland? Just to add it. Patch Adams. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Patchy McAdams in Scotland. Just,
Yeah.
Okay.
Get at Mick.
Oh, nice.
You gotta localize it a little bit.
It gets more sales that way.
Yeah, exactly.
More people go see it.
Yeah, Patch Adams are like, oh, that's an
Oh,
American
no.
movie. We don't want to watch it.
Right.
Marcus.
What's our dog eating?
Ants.
Hmm.
I don't know how.
We don't have ants.
All right, and this is the 23, right?
23. I would expect that to just be more oak driven if it's
Yeah.
been sitting for 23 years, but I don't know where it's been
There's
sitting.
something. I smell it.
I'm telling you, man, these things will rip your face apart. Like these are hot.
Yeah.
I feel like I just went to the dentist today and numbed up my mouth.
I did just go to the dentist.
Oh.
My whole face was numb for half a day. It was great.
And now,
No, seriously, you can punch me here. I don't even feel it.
whatever. I've
I'm like
done that
drinking
before.
water and like
Have you-
half it's going in here, the other half's going
Yeah.
down here.
Have you ever like when your cheeks numb, tapped it like this because it felt weird, and then you start bleeding because you actually hit it harder than you thought you did?
No.
No.
I've never done that. I'm just saying.
I was tempted to shave because it's sensitive on my chin when I shave. I was tempted to shave while I was still numb, but I'm like, no, I'll just cut myself up. And
Right,
no.
and then every single time you need to shave, you're gonna want to have this habit of numbing your face, and then you got to go ask for prescription meds and go in and say I've got pain, and then you end up like that show
then
on
people look at you weird.
HBO or Showtime, whatever it's called, the one with the pills, and the chick from Sopranos.
Oh, Nurse Jackie.
Nurse
Oh,
Jackie.
Jackie. I got-
That's
I
Showtime.
don't know what I'm getting out of this one. I'm getting the burn. I'm getting the
Vanilla.
oak.
Get vanilla bean.
Oddly,
Right? Everybody's
it-
getting vanilla bean here.
It seems
Am I
like
right?
it
Try
got
Let's see.
Total vanilla.
with more age. I would have expected it to mellow out a a little bit more.
It's got a sweet finish.
But I don't think that is
Living up to the standards of 23 years old. Not complex
19
enough.
did not age well into 23.
Yeah, it's not as smooth.
And it is the same deal. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's not
Yeah.
smooth. But it's got a little bit more vanilla bean.
Yeah, I'm getting vanilla now that you say that.
No, you got it before that.
Yeah, I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like when I smelled it, I'm like, oh, there's something in there. I can't put my finger on it.
And I
you
went
put your
like this.
finger on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's your finger. And it's on it.
And you took it off and went, whoa, there's a vanilla bean there.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for pointing out that vanilla bean that was sitting right there.
Yeah.
But
But it wasn't on my lap like your finger was. That was the odd part.
that is weird. And the rubbing.
Yeah.
So,
Lasted a little long too, but
good rubbing always does. For sure. Yes.
Stop paying attention.
That's okay. I'm just trying to find the how do you know which one's which? So I can't tell necessarily, or I don't
Here.
know if it matters.
19.
They're right up front.
23,
No,
right.
stop. That's all I was looking for. 19 years, 5 months on the ground floor of a warehouse. Okay, whatever that means. I'm sure it's important. So for the 19, you guys tell me if this makes sense. Butterscotch, caramel, and oak. That's what they're saying. With this one, sassafras, caramel, and birch. Dude, you got to be better than me to find birch and sassafras
Yeah.
in a
have that
spirit.
good.
I do not get that.
Sassafras is a cure for gonorrhea.
I don't have gonorrhea anymore.
how do you
because
know
I
that,
drank
Gary?
it.
Well,
Friend.
You want the long story?
No, I don't want any story.
It's not a cure, it's a treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was.
Well,
Yeah.
I would be
And it's
treated.
good work.
I think any of these are a good treatment.
What was the one that was chocolatey?
the butterscotch.
Yeah.
Okay, butter. Oh, maybe that's what it was then.
Yeah.
It's butterscotch.
I can see you're not getting butterscotch.
Oh wow, yeah. Now you know what? Now that it's in my head.
Now he's like, yeah.
smell that.
Power of suggestion.
You get the butterscotch.
I just had a sip of it to try to get the butterscotch, and I reluctantly let my taste buds go there. But I was like, I still want to commit to the cocoa.
I do too. But I smell the butterscotch now.
That's fine.
No. But okay, so knowing that though,
Fine. Whatever.
out of all these, I still kind of like the oak bourbon here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I think, like the rice bourbon still better.
Yeah.
I'm 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah.
You're good with it.
Yeah.
So
Good call.
Yeah.
Oh, Eiffel. There we go.
I will agree with you though. Out of these two, this one's better. And you know what, Mr. Roboto? I found this true, and
Side conversation.
no, he's hitting me in the ear. I think when you look at those expensive bottles on the shelves, be it Johnny Walker Blue, the extra añejo tequilas that are like hugely expensive.
Jameson vintage. Yeah.
Yeah, any of those. People have tried them. There's two reactions. People are like, this is the best thing ever. They're ready to pour it on themselves because like they were in a limo and some guy like
Yeah.
it was the atmosphere.
I don't see the difference.
Right. Or I think it's worse. Like a lot of people like too much, especially with the aged bourbons and the aged scotches, too much oak. It's always like it's over oaked. It loses some of the character I get from the earlier ones. It seems to be what everybody says. I don't think this is over oaked per se. I just like that butterscotch candy thing in here. I like this as like if I was to I envision this as my bourbon sour. Like
I can see that, yeah.
It's got that sweet honey. Go with my bourbon sour with my citrus.
Yeah.
Perfect. This one I just it was not that impressive. I don't like necessarily. I found it was a little flat in the end.
I would put it on ice and sip it.
Yeah.
This is completely
not too
apart.
much ice,
And
but-
all of these, if you put them a little bit of ice in here, I think you'd get the tongue numbing would start to dissipate a little bit. It'd be your whole body would be numb.
You'd be able to explore the flavors a little bit more
Right.
without the heat. Yeah.
But this is in its naked form. Like if you were to get down and get naked, I think this would be what it would taste like.
Get down.
You could also
get
say
down.
neat.
Neat, drank neat.
Little
So
junk boogie.
hopefully Curtis hasn't yelled at me yet, since he sent these to me. Brought them over actually like a year and a half ago.
No, he's yelling in the chat room instead.
Oh, okay.
No, you're
You're wrong.
probably right.
The corn episode was number 17.
So if you're looking
No
for
Curtis.
these oat bourbon, they're all good, but I think everybody would agree the 23-year-old giant oak is not necessarily as cool as some of the oat bourbons, the sake, the rice bourbon, and even the 19-year-old. So there is an example of
But
some.
if you're looking for one that we all like agreed that was good, the 19.
Yeah, I think 19.
Yeah.
But and the moral of the story is, when you do tastings like this, if you can get sample bottles, if you can get like people are in the area, they can go down to the distillery and they can actually taste test these. If you're in the area, if you're in the bourbon Kentucky region, and you can get down to these places, and they say we get these experimental things. There's no reason you should say no.
Because go on vacation or something, like you go to the Caribbean, there's a lot of rum distilleries all over the place. You can try a bunch of
Who goes to
different kinds.
Kentucky for vacation?
I don't know.
No.
On your way to
People from Alabama?
Someplace else.
yeah, you can go through Kentucky to get to Tennessee, right?
Yeah, maybe. Like Graceland? Is that
If-
what
Go
you're
through Tennessee to get.
If you want to rotate around in a circle, yes, you can totally do that. Mr.
Where did you
Geography,
start from?
did you start from Oklahoma or did you start from New Hampshire?
North Carolina, Kentucky.
No, Tennessee is.
North Carolina, Kentucky?
West of North Carolina.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
So it's north.
There's that whole West Virginia
Kentucky's north.
thing. There's like
Of-
Ohio's probably closer.
So Missouri, Kentucky,
That's
Tennessee.
like north.
I was trying
But
to get
to
you
us-
there when
Yeah.
you're going to, on vacation to Graceland, but apparently
You can still keep going through
cannot
Graceland
get
and
there
go
from
back.
here.
But we're
In-
in New Hampshire.
Anyway.
Yeah, if somebody's lower than us,
Yeah, if you're lower than us.
they wouldn't go
Make
through
it happen
Tennessee.
for yourselves, people.
Besides the geography lesson here, the real lesson is
The lack thereof.
try different bourbons. Don't
it.
just people love to say, no, my go-to is this. This is what I drink. I'm like, why? Try other things. You might accidentally find out you like a completely different flavor than you're drinking.
It's the same reason people stick with a branded car or whatever. It's because they
like the
impression
car.
and they like the car. They don't
Right.
want to try anything else. I mean, it's a little bit more of a commitment to get a car than a bottle of bourbon.
True. In most
Give you
cases,
that. In most cases,
20 to 30,000 versus 40 to 100
dollars,
dollars.
not thousands.
Not thousands.
No, just dollars. If you have a $100,000 bottle of bourbon,
You're not
please
taste testing it,
please go to everydaydrinkers.com/donate and send us some money because you've got plenty.
or some bourbon.
Just send us some bourbon. We'll try it for you.
We'll tell you how good it is.
Send us some bourbon and
Or how
money.
good it is not.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, you wasted a lot of money on that.
Bourbon and money. And if
We'll
you're a
just hang on
brand,
to it for
just
you.
send us bourbon.
Right.
Otherwise, we get briberies and it would look good. Anyway, there's a sign back here, everydaydrinkers.com.
I love how you keep turning for it.
It's always 5 years, almost.
happy.
Anyway, done. We're teaching you how to drink.